Live is a motherfucker. Fuck your opinion.
Right. The podcast.
Say so.
Get you some of this. Get you some of this music.
Well, yeah, you know how we got warm up. We got to get warmed up.
Many doors at boys. At boys sound.
I'm like, how the bass line dropping off.
Yeah.
At boys sound. Area. This your boy North Atlantic. Neighborhood Bankers music.
Shit, I'm glad you pronounced that shit because I was definitely gonna butcher his name.
He said neighborhood bankers.
AKA Fugitive. Shout out to Fonz, the art major. Bobby J. Warning. Should've came with a label. Read the neighborhood bankers. We the movers and the shakers. If you ain't got a nigga, say so, cause we want niggas with the paper. And if you playing with the pesos, it's high frequencies and halos. Got them like whiskey tango. Fox trotting for the banknotes. Let them talk about the Draco. We just wanna know your safe words. We just wanna know the bank codes. We just wanna know the safe words. Mama asking me to pray more, but it's 4 plates at the table. Pain game. We do what you couldn't do. In Dexter Laboratory, working equations to prove all that shit that you couldn't prove. So much for that shit that you wouldn't do. You use all those words that you shouldn't use. So much faith in that bitch that she wouldn't choose. Now she know all that shit that she shouldn't know. Hear none, see none. One word is a mouthful. Even with a great track record, I fear the shit that you might pull. Look around, ace, king, queen, jack, 10, yeah, nigga, house full. Name of the game is Last Supper. Don't be the one to get your car pulled. Be the one to get my car pulled. Yeah, buddy, them the house rules. What happens round here stays here. You find yourself being found, fool. I'm just saying that to sound cool. Flick the plow from the harpoon. And every shot in the arsenal. Get your ass shot off the bars too. Warning. Should've came with a label. Read the neighborhood bankers. We the movers and the shakers. If you ain't got a nigga, say so, cause we want niggas with the paper. And if you playing with them pesos, it's high frequencies and halos. Got them like whiskey tango. Fox trotting for the banknotes. We just wanna know the safe codes. Let them talk about the Draco. We just wanna know your bank codes. We just wanna know the safe words. Mama asked me to pray more, but it's 4 plates at the table. Fugitive.
What's up, Sydney? Sydney Music.
That was dope. What's up, Sydney Music?
What to expect?
Yes, sir. That was I'm about to butcher his name. Not Atlantic. Yeah, not Atlantic. Warning.
Hey, that was dope.
Yeah, the link is in the description, man. If y'all want to check it out, man. Support these people, man, that's making this music. Like we do.
Yeah, that's listen, that was some dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I knew well, you can always tell. What's up, what's that say? Snidey Music. What's up, Snidey Music? What's good?
We played something from him. Step had played something from Snidey Music before. It was dope.
Oh, okay.
It's been a minute, but yeah, we played something real dope from him.
We got to have him on the show then. We say, Snidey Music, tap in. You know,
I think he even popped on the show before. Yeah. Hey, but if you want to jump back on, you know what I'm saying? We here, man. We here.
We tell you, this is the live podcast.
Open invite, just don't do nothing crazy. I mean, we had that one moment where shit went left and back left.
Hey, you know, but that's the best thing about our show, man. You know, we always say it can go left, it can go right, but you know, we get it right back on the rails. You know what I'm saying? And we want to thank y'all again for tuning in. I guess, you know, I got to do my Monica. I'm always talking past that, but let me do my Monica. We got my man Rocky here.
Rocky the building. Hey, Rocky, you over there, joining the
incognito. God damn, Rocky, you on the
Hey, Rock, hide from somebody, man. Who you hide from, Rock?
I didn't even know what we were doing. I just clicked on an old stream thing. I didn't even know you were on. I didn't get set up or nothing.
Yeah, let's give Rock a chance to get set up because he looked like one of them joints when they what's them old when the show when they got the guy that don't want to be, they just changed the voice and everything, the gravelly voice, like, I was there when I seen it. That they always auto-tune the voice. Yeah, Rock, let him know, you know. That'd have been cool though. We could have did a show with Rock looking like, you know, he one of eyewitnesses testimony type shit.
Hey. There you go.
Don had to pull a daddy moment. Hey.
Yeah, that was they unplugged my fan, man.
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's going on, fellas?
Ain't too much, man. Just on here about to get this thing started. You know, we always got our wild topics for the week. You know, let people know what's going on in these streets.
Hey, Rock, what happened with you, man? With the Rock was looking rough. Rock did some shit. Hey, Rock posted this photo. Hey, Rock, what was that you took, man? Let's go ahead and do the intro. Let's go.
Is that the intro? Rock giving us the intro.
That's the intro, man. Go ahead and set it off, Dan.
Hey, I'll tell you. Go ahead, and I'll tell you.
Let them know what the name of this show. I'm sorry.
That's all right. What it do, good folks? Live from the pit that don't give a shit.
This is Fuck Your Opinion, a podcast, man. I was reading. He said he got new tracks. Hey, Snidey Music, send me them tracks, man. If I can play it, we can play it on the show, man. We love to play new music, man. So send me those tracks.
And for those who seeing us live, you can see how live we are. We got the chats going off. We got Rock coming in looking like he didn't change it. Something about you changed, Rock. You shaved or something weird, Rock. Rock didn't with the witness protection. We going by
you know my situation, man. I spent a good portion of September in the hospital, so I grew out the beard, and as I grew out the beard, you know, I started seeing, you know, because I had a near-death experience, so I wanted to get young again. So a brother went, and I'm trying to match my cousin's beard because, you know, I know he got some of that stuff up in that beard. I know he got to have some stuff up in that beard to be so dark. So I figured, let me put some of that black up on me, and instead of me having that good look, I broke out my face literally could fit into this here. It swole up like I don't know what. And it is what it is. You live and you learn.
Yeah.
Just men is not for me.
Yeah, man. You gotta take it back to the old days. Just use that shoe polish.
Nah, they doing that now. What's that stuff? The Bean or something they use now. What was the name of it?
Beijing.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Beans or something like that.
Beijing.
You know what I'm talking about? That they put the fake stuff because they be filling people beard in with that shit. People be having,
they got beard fillings.
Man, they got
like that.
Matter of fact, they'll fill your hairline in. Like say for instance, you struggling like right here, they'll put that stuff right here, and
I'm
do
the whole front.
Like what we all got right now. My man just showed a tutorial or whatever in his shop where they putting fades on dudes, yo.
Yeah.
They
do the whole joint and they faded brush. You go from this right here to straight. I'm
with
talking
the dreads. Those be funny. No way, man. Boy, no way.
No way. What your man say? No way. Ain't no fucking way.
No fucking way, man.
Ain't no motherfucking way, man.
Hit the little joke.
Hey, what? LeBron went and got his done. Tory Lanez went and got his done. It started to be some smoke, but it started looking weird though. With that first phase of it, maybe as the years go, but that first phase, it started looking like you got tennis ball hair. You know what I'm saying? This shit don't look right. It's like the head don't sit off the head. Hey, sometimes you got this is why I say this was the good Lord. This gave me more room for the good Lord to give me some good old blessings. That's all it is.
I've been rocking this since probably like 17, 18 years old. That's that Jordan joint. And what happened is when I decided not to do the Jordan joint, I guess that moonroof, I kept cutting it so much that it just stayed back there. So I said, you know what? It is what it is.
All right, yo. So we're gonna be playing Snidey music. Yeah, we're gonna be playing you next week, man. We're gonna be playing.
Okay.
We got four tracks. We're gonna definitely play them jumps because he has some fire last time.
Snidey music. I'm the hard critic on the show, bro. So you better bring it.
Once you play and jump in, Snidey music, you watching the show, go ahead and hit that link, man. Hit that link and jump on in, man.
Yeah, but like I said, I had to let it go too, man. It got to a point where what can you say? After a while. If we ain't all meant to have all locks and luscious hair, if it was that way, then we would all have beautiful, luscious, locks and curls and waves with all that. But you go from
how old was y'all
growing it everywhere else.
How old was y'all when y'all shit started taking? I mean, when you seen it slipping, like how old was you, man? When you seen like the slippage?
I was a teenage. I was like,
I knew something wasn't right. I had to hear, but something was going on up here that I couldn't recognize, and it's just like, and then you start looking older, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, I was in my 20s.
I had a barber when I was probably like 25, 20. It was one dude that could cut my hair. Like he used to put the time in. He would cut my shit for like 40 minutes to keep me going. And eventually, at some point, I had. And
the funny thing is, you always had that magic barber, that one dude that could give you that look that you was like, wait a minute, I might have at least another 5 years left on this hairline.
Hey, it was this one dude, and because you go somewhere else and they just put your shit back.
Yeah, shit just be gone there. I was like, oh man, shit just be like
that. One dude, the dude, they just put your shit back right there, yo. And then you know they fucked up when they do this.
Yeah.
When they do that shit right there,
they gotta come in. When they gotta come in like it's a shovel, you know. Most people with the little, you know, they got the little code, but you know your shit fucked up when they gotta come in with the shovel. They got both.
And then the further they go back, you know, they fuck something up.
Hey, when you see him go like when he gotta do like this one, you just let it go. I got one time. I ain't gonna lie, Don. My last haircut had to be over 10 years ago. One day I was getting it in the ball. He was trying so hard that after I looked in the mirror, I said, man, just go ahead, man. Let it go. I had to let it. Even, man, the shop went off. Everybody, it looked like it was a standing room only. This dude was doing full-blown surgery on my headline to try to recover it. It got to a point I said, man, just go ahead, bro.
Chris Sims is in the building.
Mr. Barbershop.
Yeah, I ain't been to a barbershop.
I actually go see with the beard. I go to the barbershop sometimes, but then I get this shaped up.
Yeah, but they'll charge you $25 for that nowadays. They be like 25.
Yeah,
you like
25. Yeah, it's 20. Shit, I got him to cut my my little hairs I had up here and then shape up. That shit was $40, man. I was like, dang.
Right? No, I'm not doing that. I
know they are crispier with the shape up though. They do make that.
Because you see the guy with the
it's a different level. Because I got clippers my damn self, but it ain't.
The funny thing is, we're all from that age, right? When we remember just regular haircuts. Back when it was just when you went to the barber shop, it was just a guy with some scissors and a little. Now they got golden clippers, razor blades. They got black gloves. They doing so much surgery to the hair right now. It makes me wish I had.
The dude with the black gloves. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, they was cutting my hair. I had my barber was like 60 years old. He was cutting my hair, chewing peanuts, and he smelled like goddamn. What's that shit? What's that green shit they used to keep on the shelf in the bottle? Barber side.
Yeah, barber side stuff. Yeah. Hey, I had to pull the barber side off. I had to pull that shit off for COVID, man. That barber side, because I couldn't find no disinfectant. I pulled that shit out.
I had a barber. He smelled like a can of Planters peanuts and barber side, and he just it was like fuck it, I remember them days, but now they do a whole damn tutorial.
Did we welcome Mr. Wild World of Sports?
Hey Chris, how them Braves doing, man? They play tonight?
Yeah, I think they're losing at the moment, but they playing.
Okay.
You said, could you call him Sam Wild World of Sports?
The only sports he ain't into this year right now is the season that we're in, which is football season.
Hey, Mr. Sims will bowl y'all ass under the table though, man. Dude,
I'm not a bowler.
His bowling score be looking professional like.
You don't know what I can do with a bowling ball.
This that'd be the 300. Better get right.
What the hell is that, Sims? Is that what is that?
That's a 300 ring. That's what
I got.
I didn't know it. It looks like a snow
sportsman, Sims. I got 4 of them.
Hey, what's your score? Hey, Rocky, what's your bowling score looking like, man? What you normally averaging when you play bowl? When you bowl,
about 230, 240.
For real, like seriously, bullshit.
Whenever you ready, whenever you ready. I like the people.
Listen.
Hey Dan, what's your score looking like when you bowl?
I work at a bowling alley.
Just keep it real. Let's keep it real.
My bowling scores don't even crack triple digits. I'm like a 95. My bowling scores are ugly. My shit be like 120, man. 115, 120. If I have a 120 night, 125, I'm on fire. If I got 120, I'm getting extra nachos or something that night.
I'm like 120. I see this dude put up his scores. I was like, damn. I remember him saying he did it 300 before. I was like, damn, this dude look like he need to be professional league, man.
Sims, I never had a 300. I've been close. It's always that last frame that gets me every time.
Before I got it, I kept throwing like 8 or 9 in a row. But then I finally threw it. I was like, it's I mean, you ain't gonna just get it, dog. It takes a little bit.
Wait. So they give you a ring? Hey, Sims, wait a minute. They give you a ring and any bowling alley that you hit a 300, they give you a ring. They give you some kind of certificate.
Well, you need to be in the league. I didn't mind
the league, yeah.
Oh, this was a league. Sims.
Hey, Sims will bust your ass out there, man.
Wait a minute. I thought this was like some, when you just go with your family and you get the little stale ass pizza, and you most of the time your kids end up playing the game, so you just end up bowling your goddamn self. Your kids take you to the lane and they make you buy like 5 lanes, but if by the 5th frame they all run off and do some shit, so you bowling and everybody turn.
Nah, this is during the league. With a couple of homeboys I bowl with.
Okay, since I have no athletic quarries or nothing. I can't tell anybody about anything. I twisted my ankle once. That's as far as I got to an actual athletic career I've ever had.
You can't even do putt golf?
I mean, listen, I participate, but actually being great at it, you know what I'm saying? Now I go to the driving range. I do like with the leisure sports. If somebody say, hey man, you want to get in the bowling league? No, I'm not going to embarrass myself throwing 85, 95, and that. When you in the professionals, when you throw a 95, well, you know what? You ran professionals when you don't pick up a spare. Motherfuckers looking at you like you crazy. Like, man, you ain't pick up your 4.
I got homeboys right now. That never bowl. They average like 115, 120.
Hey, that's my score. Hey, watch it, sucker. Watch it, sucker. That's my score.
Leave those guys alone. They just don't want to go home. That's all.
Hey, I just think I need to do more push-ups because I can't. The ball just seemed too heavy for my hand or something. I'm like, man, God damn.
I bust your ass though when we sports bowling. I bust your ass.
Yeah,
I got the Wii. I love that sports game, man.
I played I played Wii Sports bowling with my kids back when they first when Wii was the shit. We got the Wii. And my daughter was like 6, maybe 7 at the time. And she rolled a 300 game in Wii bowling. I promise you, I have not played. That shit has collected dust since then. I was so my feelings. I put the game away. I didn't even let my children play anymore. She threw a full game on me. I said, and this was like in the row. You never got beat by a kid playing like a video game and he start getting personal where you like, I'm not going to lose 5 in a row. After that last one, it broke me. I said, put this shit up. I went down.
You're a sore loser, man. Damn.
Yeah. Against my kid, when she beat me like the 3rd or 4th time and then she bowled that 300, that was it. Put it up. Go get a book. That's when you tell your kids start doing constructive shit. You need to go be reading. You've been playing for like 2 hours playing video games with your kids. Then you tell them go do something constructive. You need to be working on that homework. But anyway,
why you sitting there practicing and shit?
Hey, then when they go in the room, you play like 2 or 3 more games after that just to see where your shit was at. That's the type of parent I am. I'm sorry,
improving your mechanics.
And and still can't get the shit right. But anybody who watched the podcast, I'm sorry. Sometimes 2 can be bad.
Shit. We just freestyled a good 18 minutes. That was good. Good shit.
Hey, what's this right here, dog?
It's the Subway dude. This is Subway dude.
Oh shit!
Let me play this right quick, man. I mean, this is.
I don't need Subway anyway. Go ahead, play.
Oh shit!
Oh, not the whole. Oh no!
Wait.
No.
$5 at McMillan. At McMillan. And we got 50 viewers right there.
Wow.
To say thanks for making Subway footlongs famous, get any Pile High regular footlong for just $5. $5 footlongs. Hurry, a celebration this great won't last long.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Subway.
Damn. Is he moonwalking through the sub? Was he moonwalking through the sub bread and the meat? And the worst thing about that is he had to pay for all that shit too.
He wasted a lot of money, man.
But I think it's the thing about that. If they were petty enough, they could take him to court and make him pay for that shit. That's the dumbest thing about it, because you basically you didn't own any of food or anything in there, so you basically vandalized your job.
Hey, Rob, what you think of that, man? You're a restaurant owner. What you think of that, man? Is that an ass whipping? Are you trying to put hands on somebody?
His ass went on mute over there, so he lying.
Hey, Rob, we can't hear you, man.
You muted.
I plead the fifth. I know the full story on this one right here, but on what I put hands on, I plead the fifth. But I just know he's going to be working for me at the end of the night.
It's fine, or you just need a few minutes to.
We may have to go out there and have a conversation. But we just
bring hands up though.
We just gonna talk. This young man right here, dude, believe it or not, this here is part of the industry. Restaurant people, some people feel that they're shitted on. Well, you're shitted on if you don't do your job, and that's in any aspect of any industry. If you ain't doing your job, you're gonna get talked to. You're gonna get fussed at, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. This dude though right here did this because he wanted to sign a record deal with Meek Mills. So this was his way of clout chasing, trying to get on. And he mentioned Meek Mill, Dream, what the Catches, whatever the record label is. But what this young man is failing to realize, and a lot of these young kids, now I'm going to sound like the 90-year-old that I am, what they're failing to realize, this stuff is forever. When you go viral, when you put your face on blast, when you do stupid shit like this at any job, why in the world would Dream Chasers, Meek Mill, Burger King, Wendy's, whoever else, why would anybody want to take a chance on hiring you for anything? Because for the moment that you get fed up with your job, that you don't feel that you're coming up or whatever the case may be, and you're going to start doing stupid shit like this, I wouldn't want you, and the next man ain't going to want you.
Yeah.
So this right here was just, this is stupid on that part.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What you saying, Sam? Go ahead.
No, I agree with him. That shit immature as hell, man. You be thinking that shit cool, everybody be hyping you up, and that shit idiot. I mean, run the hell up. I mean, I don't know what subway, whatever. I don't know what you're doing, but you on some dumb shit with that.
I mean, like I said,
knock his whole last check and tell that motherfucker that he owe money.
I'm sorry. I mean, it's when you gotta be careful when you're doing that, because, like I said, he doesn't own any of that, so that's basically considered vandalizing property. I mean, at that point, but I didn't even know he did it for those reasons, because he wanted to get on the record label. And
but his dumb ass recorded it too. Like, it's the idiots that tell on themselves. Like, you do all that shit and show it. Like, that's proof.
The thing with this, that's the thing with this generation, man. They do like to film themselves, like they do like to snitch on themselves, man.
Like they untouchable or something. Then your ass is down some jail or some debt that you just did yourself, and it's on tape. Stupid.
You know what? When Rock was saying something, it kind of reminded me of a story that Rick Ross told. He was like, the type of people that he would come work for him, and the type of people that he looks for, even as a businessman. He was like, he owns various wing stops. So what he was saying was, if he walked into his restaurant and he seen just a napkin or just a piece of paper or a piece of trash or something, he was like, that employee that he actually see go actually pick that piece of paper up or actually take the time to do something small and meticulous. He was like, those are the people that he really look for to be in business with, because it's more of your attitude toward things more than the situations that you're in. Because we all know some simple situations can be permanent, some situations can be temporary, but it's about how, like you said, how you handle yourself in that situation where people look at that. So he's young.
The mindset nowadays is bad though, dog, because I work with a lot of younger people that I'm over, and they want to get the full-time positions and they want to get paid for it. And they want all this stuff. I'm like, but dude, y'all, I said, you're doing the same job you did when you walked in there. You're not. I said, the way I learned it, if there's a job you want, you do that job. Like, that's the job. That's the effort you work in. You don't get. These must be wanting benefits without putting nothing into it. They feel like they should get it. I'm like, nah, that ain't how that work, dog. Like, you got to work for shit nowadays.
Well, you know what? A lot of things that's shown that the generation that's under us and generations that for generations to come, they don't really see the labor of many things. Everything is instant. Where you see like Instagram, right? You see everything in the done process, but it's only a few people that really take the time, even in business. In whatever entertainment, sports, to actually show the hard work that they put into where they get to. But so many people now see the result. They don't care about anything else. What they say, everybody want to see the baby, but they ain't asked about the labor. Nobody really wants to see the hard work being done, or care about the hard work being done. They just want to see you where you at. So, like I said, hopefully, homeboy learn from this, and he he ain't definitely gonna get no job working in the bank.
He ain't getting no job for a minute.
Yeah, he better become a mean freestyle.
He fucked up. Actually, he gonna have to move out of the state. He got to move out of state. He had to go create a whole motherfucking new profile because he ain't getting hired nowhere.
I mean, shit, it's a reference. When you say you work for Subway, that shit goes like I said. That
shit can't even go in there, man. He got started.
You got blackball your own.
You can't even put that shit. That motherfucker. He might probably call him, and they might whoever he talked to might lose. He's there.
Yeah, it's on.
You got blackball your own resume, huh? Blacklist your own resume.
Yeah, that shit on a link now. I can click a link and be like, "This you right here, right? Yeah, we ain't gonna go with you."
This you? Okay, thanks. Sir.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah. It's a no for me, dog.
Hey, but you know what? He showed that he definitely has some part of a comedic nature, so he better do what everybody else do in his age.
If he's smart, he need to use that whatever he getting there.
He off of it.
Yeah. He need to get something.
Ain't saying no comedic.
The only thing he should be able to do.
Right. Yeah, you're right, Sam. Well, I didn't want to bring up the Dave Chappelle thing because that shit getting out of hand, but you gotta definitely be careful.
Hey, but on the side note of that Dave Chappelle shit, all those people came out of they had that where they had to stand where they didn't go to work or some shit. And everybody
at Netflix. Yeah.
But did you see them? So they said all this how Chappelle attacked them. There was a guy out there with a shirt that said he supports Chappelle or something. Don't you know they tore this man's sign up? Where he only had the stick. Then they tried to say he had a weapon. And then they tried, they attacked this dude after saying they did attack. I was like, dude, that shit. That's why that shit is so fake, dog. It's
the hypocrisy of all this crazy.
Yeah, nobody looks in the mirror for nothing. Oh yeah, then one of the transsexuals that was one of their main ringleaders, they pulled up her past history. That motherfucker had Asian hate. All types of hate on gay people. Like, hey, I'm like, see what I'm saying? Like, you keep talking that shit, but then when we look at your past, what we gonna find? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't mean it.
Yeah, I was young, man. Whatever.
They try to show a society where everybody's supposed to be tolerant of others, but they are not being tolerant themselves and feel like like I said, man. But the owner for Netflix or the CEO, he had to come out and make some long apology about situation the wrong way.
I would have made no damn apologies. But the whole point of this country was supposed to be for everybody to be different. But yet when you're different, everybody want to make you the same. If you ain't saying the same shit I'm saying, something wrong with you. I'm like, no, motherfucker, I'm different than you, aren't you? So I mean, I don't get it.
It's like you said, it's just hypocrisy. You can the first, like I was thinking about this today. It's something that made me think. Now we living in a society right now where it's okay for you to choose a gender or not choose a gender. You can choose to be not a gender at all, but you still can't choose to be another race. You have to be black. You can't identify. You cannot say I'm a black man that identifies as white, and that shit won't even hold up in a court of law. But you can go and say I'm non-binary, and you're supposed to be respected as that.
But what takes it another level though? You can say what you just said, and if I say that's crazy, they can take that's crazy comment, put it on Twitter, and be like, oh, he's anti-asexual. And he's anti. I was like,
Right.
I just said I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
We're going off on a tangent with that, but I talked about it last week, right? I'm okay with you being whatever you are, whatever you feel. You want to dress as a woman, you want to dress as a man. My whole thing really just comes to, if you got a dick, you're a man. If you have a vagina, you're a woman. I understand what you may feel on the inside, but your parts say something else.
So is it a problem? Is it a problem they create another bathroom?
I mean, that's the whole thing with Dave. That was the whole joke of Dave Chappelle. Like, what would he feel? You feel more threatened by a woman coming in dressed almost full, basically coming in as a woman, but as he put it, let me put it in air quotes, pulls out a meaty dick. That's what he said. That's Dave Chappelle. He said, what level of comfort are you supposed to feel other than a man coming into the bathroom, pulling down his pants and turning around and sitting down in the stall and peeing? So,
but you know what it should be though? But what it should be is like what Don just asked. All of us can have 4 separate opinions on it, but we can still accept who they are, let them do what they do over there. Right. But if we all say our separate opinion, somebody will hear it and be like, "Oh, well, you should feel this way because I feel this way. Therefore, we're gonna cancel you or we're gonna bash you on social media." I know that. That's really what it comes down to. People don't buy me on that.
And this is opinion. Like I said, if the man got an opinion on how he feel about it, that's how it is. Like that was my thought, though. How can you nowadays completely legally change your gender, but you can't change your race? You can change your name, you can change your gender, but you can't change your age and your race. That's two things. I mean, that's like me committing a crime, and when I go to court, I'll be like, Your Honor, I'm a white man. They said a black man did that crime. I'm white, so I should be excused from that.
Well, you getting black time. I'm gonna tell you that.
I want to be judged as a white man, but there have been cases now in court where people have been told to be judged as a white or black man. So, what the hell? Is Kanye West on some bullshit again?
Yeah, this Kanye bizarre mask, man.
That's Kanye West, ain't it?
Yeah, he got a mask.
He's walking around dressed as a white man.
Done. I had one request from you, man. Never had me talk about Kanye West, dog. Come on, man. Come on, dog.
Hey, man, he made graduation, man.
I'm gonna put my mic on
drop out, man.
I can't stand this motherfucker.
Hey, that did it right there for me, and that was right on. Hey, Don, I didn't even know that story was popping in the night, but that just proves it right there.
Well, anything we say crazy, we can find a Kanye subject to go with.
Yeah, he changed his name to Ye. Yeah, he's no longer Kanye West. His name now he's legally known as Ye, and he's walking around looking like a. Yeah, his name is literally Ye.
That's why. My niece's name is Yelena, and I call her Ye. So now I'm not even gonna call her that no more. I just gotta call her Yelena.
Yeah, I'm serious. His name is legally Ye.
So damn, man, you hate Kanye or something, man? Damn.
Dude, Kanye is like the worst. I feel like he's the worst for the black community. The worst. The representation that he puts on this community sometimes. I mean, I know people you should make your own choices. This guy from the red hat superhero bullshit to oh my god. Kanye.
Why would he wear this though, man? Like what's the
it's Kanye. My bad is Ye.
He said, "My bad, it's Ye." Well, Rock had to dip out for a second.
Yeah, why would you? I'm just saying, why would you wear some shit like that?
I think Kanye West he's bored. In his mind, I think he's in his mind, he just wants to do whatever it is he wants to do. You know how sometimes you might have a thought of doing some wild shit, but you be like, man, I ain't doing that shit. But you just think about doing some wild shit. Here's the person that thinks about doing wild shit and puts that shit into action. Like, he's like, you know what? I want to look like a motherfucking Macy's mannequin today. I'm about to go. And he'll call his assistant and tell somebody to go buy this shit. Like, I want you to find me. He'll be on. Kanye is the type of guy, it seems to me, that'll be online just looking up the wackiest shit. See this, buy it, and literally put it on and go out in public on purpose. Like, this thing.
Somebody said I want to look like a Macy's mannequin today.
He's like, yo, fuck, I'm going full Macy's mannequin. Hey, that's what he look like. He look like a guy like you. That's what I'm saying. Kanye West is the type of motherfucker that say, you know what? But the funny thing is, he be by himself too.
Somebody should have, you know what? Somebody should have whooped his ass, bro.
And no, but listen to this. The craziest shit about that is he'll do this and be by himself. Like this, is no wilder than a motherfucker that at his status, what you consider of stardom, will put some shit like this on and just walk around the streets of New York on the dolo.
Well, this is another reason I like it, man, because if you're doing something and you just doing it, that's one thing, but I gotta have the cameras there to catch me do it because I want everybody to see it. Then if you comment on it, then they'll be like, "Oh, y'all hate me. Y'all mad about me expressing." I'm like, "Bitch, do it on your own time and quit putting it on fucking camera. Nobody cares." Like,
I'm just telling you.
What you got here?
Nah, this. I mean, I you know, they're probably rough us for this. He got the little swag, but I ain't gonna play with too much of that.
Hey, yeah, Kanye West, man, I'm telling you that. I mean, and it's weird. Like I said, he walk around that shit around New York City like that, and it's amazing to me he didn't even get stopped by the police.
And you already know you're gonna get that attention, though. I mean, I don't know. You definitely know you're gonna get the attention in New York wearing that shit, especially Kanye. He already got somebody. That's him anyway. I mean, that's somebody that's to him because you wouldn't know that's him. I mean, you wouldn't know, but somebody assigned to him.
Before I even seen the headline for this, I knew it was him. Just by shit. I knew it. And the funniest thing is, I'm serious. I didn't know these stories were popping up. When I said, "What the fuck is Kanye West doing right now?" I meant that as a joke. I didn't even really know that was going to be him on the headlines of this story. But
So Chris, you're not calling your niece Ye no more. That's it.
I'm mad he changed his name to Ye because that's literally what I call my niece. Now every time I say it, 0.05% of my brain gonna be like, "God damn, that's Kanye's name." So his name will pop up.
Hey, Sims, Kanye always fucks with me because he'll do some shit that'll make you think he going normal, and then he'll just fly right into that. Just how you know he bipolar, because he'll do some shit like
Who liked the last album he put out? Who liked that album?
I did. I liked
it. Man, that shit was horrible. I turned that damn #1 on, and I had my wife listening to it. She's like, "What's wrong with this guy?"
It's not horrible, but it ain't great. I liked it. Shit on it. He should have just do a straight hip hop jump. It's like he's doing too much. But check this video out. My bad to cut you off, man.
I'm a Kanye fan, so I'm biased.
Well, I feel so. I apologize to you.
What the? Oh yeah. No, you gotta get that one queued up.
Yeah, I'm queuing it up now.
Hey, but yeah, you know, I'm always like I said, I'm a fan though. Let me tell you something, Sims, Don Rock. I ain't a fair weather fan. I am still a Kanye West fan. Every time he put out an album, I say, "Oh yeah, check this out."
That's full of teenagers. Now, rolling coal refers to modifying an engine to produce large plumes of black smoke.
Hey, can you take it back some step?
Open the door to the restaurant, and then that big
cloud
of smoke just pours in. Viral video. Take a look now at this viral video of someone rolling coal inside a Whataburger that's full of teenagers. Now, rolling coal refers to modifying an engine to produce large plumes of black smoke. You can see someone open the door to the restaurant, and then that big cloud of smoke just pours in. It's not known whether there was where this video was taken, but it was posted on TikTok with the caption, "Only in Texas." This one is for Len Cannon's Foolishness Files. You know.
Damn.
Yo.
So somebody get their ass whooped for this? Like this ass whoop?
No, the truck pulled up because so much smoke. They still don't even know who did that shit. But have y'all guys heard of this? Have you ever heard of rolling coal?
No, I'm 48 years old.
I got an EV. I don't do rolling coal. Hey, I rode on that car. Whoever in that car would have got that ass whooped. I don't care if I had to follow him. I follow that ass whooping.
Hey, have you heard of rolling coal, Sims?
Hell no, I ain't all that bullshit, man. I don't do all that crap with them.
Right,
change the engine up to make smoke.
Yeah,
I mean, what the
it's a modification that they put in the engines where they can put like literally like this kind of coal type powered substance, and it comes out of the exhaust, and it looks basically what it's called is what it is rolling coal. They put this black shit, and it's like something that this is. I'm not gonna say no country fast shit because I'm gonna be like, motherfucker, I'm from the country, but I'm just saying. This is some shit I don't know how to say this without being offensive, but it's a Caucasian. It's something that Caucasian people that
do. We get a disclaimer because you about to offend the whole group of people. We hear it and fuck your opinion.
It's something that Caucasian people. I'm trying to be politically correct. Caucasian people.
If you gotta say you offended somebody, you about to offend somebody, man. That shit is already decided. Hey, I don't mean to offend you. There it is. You know what's coming.
Let me explain what this is.
It's the truth.
It's Caucasian people who live in rural areas of the country have found a way to, like Sim says, modify certain parts of their engine exhaust where they blow big plumes of black smoke into the air, and they call it rolling coal. It's an actual thing.
So we can sub out all that, and we can say this modification is done by a person that we would call an asshole. Because the only reason you would do some shit like that is to be asshole-ish. Because what other reason would you want your shit to be popping out black? Let me be driving behind you and all that black smoke come out. I promise you, we parking at the same place, and I'm gonna whoop your ass. Because that shit. What if it's Tyson though? Man? What if it's Tyson in the drive? What if Tyson was driving? Hey, me and Tyson. Hey, we gonna have to see if he still got it. I'm telling you. And if I'm Kanye West, I'm gonna make sure a camera crew there because you gotta have camera crew.
Yeah,
what if Kanye slipped you though? Will that be fine? Kanye, you get knocked out by Kanye. I heard you talking about me. Hey, that shit just y'all done put two things back to back that literally done piss me off, dog. Hey, can we get something positive, please? Hey, this probably this next one will piss you off too. Huh?
Oh, I'm trying to show this rolling coal video where y'all can see this shit, what the shit looks like on the opposite end.
You got it?
Yeah, I think I got this shit. Hold on, bro.
I hear them motherfuckers. You can hear them damn Caucasian white people yelling. Yeah, woo, do it again, asshole.
What's wrong with this guy?
All right, hey Don, can y'all see it?
Nah, you got to put it in. Here we go.
Oh, pause.
Oh damn, man.
That's some asshole shit, bro. I think that shit is funny.
There we go. Just go past a whole crop.
That's it is Walker talking.
So I guess this is them picking crowds of people and. Wow. But anyway,
listen, it seems to be a bunch of
there's all the more people.
Yeah, like I said, this is just something they do in certain, and the police sitting right there. But you know what? One thing I want to say about this is this isn't illegal. This isn't illegal. This is
that shit better be illegal. I wish that shit would.
Yeah, no, it's the modifications and everything that's made to people's vehicles and what happened. It's actually still legal for them to make these modifications, do that shit. But
I think it depends on who you are, who it is that's doing it.
If that's legal, then anything that follows it will be legal too. So they're gonna get a legal ass. I promise you, I ain't even playing now. Let somebody pop some smoke on me. I'm gonna
man, listen, I'm gonna tell you now. Ain't nothing worth fighting for because there's some sick people in the world. Sick people in the world. You get popped, particularly down there where you at. You guys carry guns. You're able to walk around and pow pow.
Okay. Hey, pow pow, like you pow pow. You there? Hey.
But yeah, I'm gonna say like, and this is a lot of people.
They ain't coming around my. Hey, you come. Let you roll some smoke around me. That's all I got to say. Roll your smoke all you want to. I'm gonna put your shit gonna be on flat, so we gonna stop your car. Hey,
Don, did he put it in?
What's up?
Did he put it in?
All right, there it is. We left already. Yeah, but like I said, that's just some shit.
Hey Chris, I told you this is gonna piss you off too, man. Hey man, I'm sorry. Hey, I got some light stuff coming, man.
My wife get migraines, dog. You better give me one. You know what I'm saying?
This story
is on his job back? Really?
Yeah, the Louisiana cop that was shot, that one of the police officers.
Hold on, somebody, you reverbing.
Somebody,
I'm reverbing. Let me see what the fuck I'm doing here. Let me close this or something. Yo, I had something open. Okay, but one of the cop, his name is Miles Cosgrove. I don't know if you can see it, but he was the one that actually fired almost 16 shots into the apartment. He didn't, as we can see, he didn't go to jail. But on top of that, he actually sued the I keep saying Louisiana. I'm sorry. What's the other one, man? I'm drawing a blank. Not Louisiana. When did this happen? Hey, Dom.
Yeah, I'm trying to let me because I can't even think of. I can't think of Louisville. Yeah, okay, there we go. I couldn't even think of shit even.
Hey, I'm sorry, folks. I blacked out. You know, sometimes my trees get to my head. But in Louisville,
rolling that smoke, man.
Hey, rolling that smoke. Hey, but yo, check this out. The cop that he's actually suing the city and the police department for him not being hired back as a police officer, because basically after he was found not guilty of the crime, he felt like, well, if I was found not guilty of the crime, I should be able to resume my position as a police officer. But he was basically, he was let go, and he sued him and said that he felt like the police department buckled because of political pressure, and that he wasn't supported as a police officer. He actually put a nasty tweet out, but I'm not going to really,
So he said the police department buckled under political pressure. So him shooting 16 shots, it had nothing to do with nothing, right? It's the police buckled under political. Him popping his gun 16 damn times. Yeah, that ain't had nothing to do with me not having a job. It's because they buckled under political pressure. Is that what you trying to say?
Because basically, he figured like after the trial was over, and he basically was found not guilty at that point, that he should have been allowed to go to resume work.
Hey, he should have came out his mouth and said, "Hey, she died almost a year ago. Can we get past it?" He might as well say some shit like that.
That's basically what he's saying.
Whoever he is, he need a big ass fuck him, dog. Like fuck him.
Fuck him.
I don't even get where he coming from, dog.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
The all fuck your opinion point,
which is real, bro.
Yeah, but that's some real. I'm telling you, some real shit. He's literally suing the Louisville Police Department, saying that they didn't back him up and that he was fired under basically the wrong conditions. If you want to read more on this story, check out. It was on the Revolt. I don't know if they're gonna flag us for that, but it's on the Revolt website. I seen it. I read it. I was like, that's pretty fucked up. And check out other, any black sites you can see for social media, social commentary. When you watch this, folks, check it out, because sometimes, man, you can get a lot more information that might not flow through the mainstream, because you never know that this motherfucker they might let him sneak his ass back on the force if nobody pays enough attention to it.
Well,
he gonna have to go somewhere else. All you gotta do is go somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He's gonna end up on a job somewhere else. He'll be on a job though.
Yeah.
Go somewhere on the radar.
His name is Miles Cosgrove. Miles Cosgrove. So, like I said, this is an APB out on that motherfucker. Miles Cosgrove. If anyone sees him wearing a police department office, sheriff, I don't give a shit if it's an animal control. If you see this motherfucker with a badge, report him.
The only uniform he need to be wearing is a Subway uniform.
Shit, Subway. He ain't even worth.
I thought you about to say some foul shit. I said, I couldn't. I thought you about to say.
He need a fucking uniform with cereal, with his serial number on the back of that bitch.
Own business, sir. Remember that.
I got you. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta be a little careful. But
well, he need one of those. He needs the same uniform R. Kelly got.
Zion. He gonna be out the league in 2 years.
So this is the new thing. They call him Chunky Zion.
They are?
No, I just called him that myself, Chunky Z. That's gonna be his new name when he come down. He's a new round mound of rebound. The Pelicans are this is reports. Now this isn't factual, ladies and gentlemen, but these are reports that the actual issue Zion Williams is facing with the Pelicans is that he's basically 300. Basically, he's overweight. They're saying he's too fat to play basketball. That's what the reports are. He had an ankle injury, I think last year, and they were saying that his ability to recoup from his ankle injury and the amount of weight that he's put on has basically caused issues with him being able to be cleared to come back and play. So I just thought that was weird.
Let me ask a question. Dude got drafted weighing 285.
Right. What did you think? What you think? When they thought he was gonna be 265?
Millions of dollars, and now he don't have to eat Beacon. He can go ahead and eat, Roof Chris.
Hey, but you know what? They probably thought he was gonna eat Beacon.
He said he was eating at the Beacon. That's what you just said.
Call it.
He could have muscled up some too, though. So I mean, it's a lot of factors in that shit.
That is another thing, but realistically, though, dude, you can't. Basketball ain't the sport you can play consistently at 300 pounds.
I mean, he just gonna have a short career if he don't tighten up. He's gonna be around 6.
Yeah, because he's an explosive player. Like he gonna be messing his leg. He gonna get injuries with his legs all through his career.
And then you know what?
Hold on that weight up.
And that's what that was being said, Sam. Is exactly what you're explaining. Is exactly what the trainers and people were saying. Supposedly, like I said, allegedly, this is what the people and trainers and staff are saying.
They leaking that shit.
Is that they are more concerned about his career in the long term because of his weight, and they figured that he would undergo whatever was taken programs to do weight loss because they said basically when everybody returned from training camp. His team, his personal circle or whatever, his managing everything. They reported him back in training camp as 280, but they said when he showed up at training camp, the coaches and staff was like, "This motherfucker ain't no 280." Either he gonna have to grow like 5 more inches.
Who this defensive lineman walking in our damn Pelican jersey? God dang, this motherfucker like he's supposed to be on the damn line. But
he gonna have to switch to the Saints.
He gonna mess himself up because
hey, Rock, he be a tight end.
He won't take him as tight end.
Probably won't give him a long-term contract.
Hey, he could be one hell of an outside linebacker or tight end. I tell you that.
But the only reason I say it is because I watched the dude play, and his whole game is based off him being explosive. If he was a post guy, like if he was somebody that just stayed on the post, stay like what's old boy Don and never jumped. Zach, what's his damn Randolph or something?
Zach Randolph, yeah,
Zach Randolph,
who never really jumped. Like
he had a little more height too, because he also is shorter. He's like 6'6" or something. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah,
see, that's what I was saying.
He wasn't explosive at all. He played.
Yeah, Randolph 6'9". He just
Hey, Zion is gonna have to grow at least. He's gonna have to either grow 5 inches or lose 5 inches.
He can't grow no more, man.
He ain't growing no more. But when he lose a step on the explosiveness, it's a wrap.
It's gonna be a wrap.
It's a wrap.
So you
it's a wrap. It's a wrap unless he starts shooting like Steph Curry. Unless all of a sudden he becomes a shooting guard or something. It's a wrap.
Nah, his shot ain't even like that.
I'm just saying I'm just saying that's the only way he's gonna survive is if he can shoot. Because once that explosive is
You take
gone,
somebody like him, you take somebody like Jamarcus Russell. These cats, you know, and what's my man name that just
you putting them in the Jamarcus. You putting them in the Russell.
Whoa. And I said, you know, not about the bus situation, not at all. That's not where I'm going. This dude is phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about weight. And what's the boy that Eddie Lacy? These kids, they eat.
Eddie Curry was like that. Eddie Curry, he just couldn't get his weight.
You know, listen, you give cats some money and they able to
remember Sean Kemp? Sean Kemp, he blew up.
Yeah,
lost all his explosive, but he was 16.
Yeah, where did he go? Once he blew up, where he went? He went on the court no more.
Right.
He wasn't.
So this is something Zion has to look at it himself and say, listen, can I get this done? Hard work. It starts with him first. And that
I'm with you. He's gonna have to become from a fat boy such as mine. We all can identify someone as fat boys. It's a certain, well, maybe not you, Sims. You look like you more in shape, but I'm a certified fat boy.
I wouldn't even say it's a hard work thing. It's just you need some. It's discipline, man. You gotta
I mean, obviously, dog. You could be a multi-millionaire. Tighten your shit up for like 7 to 10 years. Eat healthy. Make all your money and then go to Beacon like, oh boy, go to the Beacon every day after that. I mean, what's the fuck?
Hey, he should come 265, man. He need to get around 250.
Hey, his biggest issue is he in New Orleans. I mean, you know that food down there too good.
Yeah, man. Shit, ain't saying nothing but a word.
And you know, like I said,
every dive, every corner, there's a good eat there.
Hey, and injuries, you know, for a guy like that, and he was never a small guy. You know, like I was going to say something before that. I was just saying that, you know how we always in the black community we got that saying "big boned." You know what I'm saying? You know, pause. But you know, it wasn't actually time where you could say that shit and you ain't have to say pause. But you know, we used to say when you was fat, you know, little fat kid with the bow leg. He used to walk like this, but he was like 3. You know what I'm saying? You always tell he was strong. You and you little bow-legged fat. When he was 3 years old, he was bow-legged, but he could bench press 50 pounds. That's the type of motherfucker Zion Williams is. You know what I'm saying? He's like the 3-year-old, the bow-legged 3-year-old that could bench press 50 pounds. He is, you know.
It's just crazy to see. Like the biggest thing with Zion is just how I just never seen somebody that size that's that quick with his feet and that explosive. Right. But his whole game is in his legs. And if he's too big like that, he is not gonna last long, man. It's just impossible.
Yeah, he not. Yeah, it's a good. Yeah, he gonna have a good 45. I mean, and it's gonna slip. I mean, if he don't, it's gonna slip fast. Like you can be like,
hey, well, you know, when he get out there and he's on that court and they get to running him up and down that court, he gonna lose. He gonna lose it. So, you know, like I said, I'm not gonna say
he been running up and down the court for years.
No. This was a lot of this. No, this came from him being off because of the ankle injury and the COVID. He just basically laid off too hard. But once he gets back into it, I mean, this guy. I hope he don't eat his way out the NBA.
Listen,
but
I have seen other players who have been injured on COVID, at home resting. They ain't blow up like this.
Yeah, but this guy only gained 20 pounds, bro. I mean, he like I said, some people he did.
He said,
you can't say he just gained 20 pounds. Well, you can say that if he 200 pounds and he went to 220. That's motherfucker 280 and he went to 300. That's a big difference.
I'm just saying it's easier for him, obviously, with his type of metabolism and condition. It's way easier for him to get big than it is to get small.
No, that man's sitting around eating and not working out, dog. Let's not make it anything else. He eating and he ain't working out the way he should be. Stop.
I mean, I'm just saying. That's when you start.
Give me some.
Hey, this ain't no pituitary gland or some bullshit like that. That motherfucker doesn't.
I mean, but yeah, because listen, what I'm saying, you have guys that come. But listen, when you have guys that come in the NBA a lot smaller. Then 2 or 3 years later, as they advance in their career, or a year later, guys do put on muscle and put on weight coming from college. He was one of them guys that was already at the peak coming out of college. So it was for a certain time where he was going to put on at least a certain amount of weight, or you know, it was going to happen. You know, his thing was they wanted him to maintain and stay at a certain distance. But hey, He wanted to work it off. He want to keep that $200 million.
We got Kevin Duckworth written all over him.
Kevin Duckworth.
About Duckworth. Yeah, that's another deal.
That ugly shit. Yeah, he had an ugly shot.
Hey, Don, you frozen. Hey, what's going on with you? Hey, Don.
What's up? I'm frozen?
Yeah.
No,
He's not frozen.
you're not
I
frozen.
can see.
Yeah, I look like I'm still, man. My internet looks straight. I'm still frozen to you. The Rocky, you look like you should be in a struggle over there, man. Your clarity right now. Hey, Rocky. Rocky clarity right now. Hey, Dan, I'm good.
I don't see Don moving at all. I see Don stuck just with his hand still behind his mic. But I don't know. But
Hey, y'all see I'm good, y'all?
No, I see you fine. You're moving.
Everybody moving. On
Okay. Yeah. Look like my joke. Yeah.
You stuck like Zion with them damn plates. You put them out there plates.
Stuck at Krispy Kreme. Hey, there you go. Hey.
Stuck in the damn line. Go get them damn donuts.
Hey, that's a see, man. This we can't. They stop the fat jokes, man. We got a society, people. Sam, we will not tolerate you fat bullying people on this show.
Hey man, that's the reason people fat off what you just said. That ain't no sick society. Motherfuckers just ain't getting out of the house. Get your ass on the street and go jogging.
You bullying fat people. Here on Fuck Your Opinion, the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, we do not tolerate bullying of any kind.
Hey man, what y'all think of this new Bridgerweight division in the WBC?
This is actually the first I heard of this. What's
the Bridgerweight is 201 to 224. It's after the cruiserweight, and they're not gonna call it super heavyweight. They're just gonna keep it heavyweight, and they're creating this division for the guys that's smaller.
I like it.
What y'all think about that?
I'm an old school.
I thought it was light heavyweight. We're having a light heavyweight.
And it's named after this dude that saved his sister from a dog attack. Like last year, his 4-year-old sister, she was being attacked by a dog. The dude name was Bridger Walker, so they named the weight class after the dude.
Was he a boxer?
I'm not
6-year-old. It was like a year ago where a 6-year-old saved his 4-year-old sister from a dog attack.
I'm not taking away from the dude's heroic thing, but
see, this is what I this is what I was talking about. Am I fading out?
No, go ahead.
No, I said this is what I was talking about. We was talking about like putting up these bigger heavyweights back in time and shit. I was just like, yeah, it's too big, man. Like they should do that. I think they should have had it. I think they should call a certain weight class super heavyweight, like go over like 250 or something like that. I think they should do it like 240 and over.
So we're gonna go ahead and break down the weight class because we got 250 versus 200.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of when you think about it, why is it not like that in the other classes?
Why Jones beat somebody much bigger than him?
He did, but in most cases, in heavyweight,
James Toney beat people much bigger than him. And he started off as a middleweight.
You got to think about it. They outboxed them. It ain't that they beat their ass. He outboxed somebody. I mean, which is great, but heavyweight is knockout.
I never have understood why heavyweight isn't divided more though. Because why is it so divided below 200? But then when
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, then when you get to a certain weight, it's like okay, it's a free for all.
Yeah, everybody can fight everybody because 275.
Yeah,
shit, my man, he like 260. The other dude, he like.
What was the weight of old boy when he fought Wilder? What was his damn weight? Like
266.
He was
he's 270. I'm sorry, he was like 275. He was 277.
Yeah, he was
277.
He went in there Zion.
Yeah, so
how do y'all keep talking exactly at the same time? That shit is amazing. I'm sitting there watching your whole conversation. Y'all both take a pause and talk at the exact same time. That shit is crazy.
I mean, listening to you guys, I get it. I see what you're saying. It's just old school me, man. 250 versus 200. That's heavyweights. That's the big boys. That's what it's called. That's what you go in the ring and bang. That's it.
I think it would be better fights if they had because to me, if you heavyweight, like you don't even have to worry about weight anymore. I feel like you should have to it might not have to be as tight as it is below, like how they only got like certain weight classes that's like within 9 to 10 pounds.
Well, yeah, 12 pounds.
Yeah, maybe have like a 200 to 220 and a 220 to 240 type.
Yeah, but because you got the big, tall ass Europeans, coming in weighing 290 and taking over boxing. That's what it is.
Little hate on Fury, though, ain't it? That little Fury.
What it is? You got the Klitschko back, those. You got the
Lewis was like bigger than everybody. Lewis and Bo was kind of bigger than everybody.
They're like giants. Like what they feeding those dudes over there?
Hey, I'm with you guys. I think there should be 201 to like 224, and then like 224, maybe up to like 250, maybe 255, and above that you go.
What are we doing? We got like the 250 to almost 300 pounders.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. That's it.
What about a 310? What a 310 guy gets in there?
I'm saying above. If you 250 and the guy's 310, at that point you fighting Zion Williams. So I don't even know.
But that's one of the things that's the discipline of boxing, though. One thing that's impressive to me is how they handle their weight. So, like, if you are 310, you need to lose some damn weight. Get your ass below whatever limit you need to get to get in the fight.
Your weight. There's a great show. Oh damn! It just slipped in and slipped out. I want to say it's Kingdom. It's a boxing thing. They basically, it's a great show, But one of the things they show how you cut weight, taping yourself up, these body suits, man, and next thing you know, you going from 200 to 160.
Yeah, because it'd be funny to fight.
No, you let that man get away with saying it just slipped in and slipped out like that. You just let him.
I try to. I
seen it, but I seen and heard it, but I was like, you know what? I ain't even going. I'm just going. I'm gonna be a grown.
But you know what's funny?
You said it just slipped in and slipped out.
But yeah, what's funny to me is when they be fighting and they do make weight, it'd be like after the fight, they'd be like 20 pounds heavier. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How's that? Yeah, they were like, he was after the fight. He by the fact they come into the fight, they real weight. They be like, shit, he made the weight, but tonight he's 260. I'm like, what the fuck? He was just 250 yesterday.
Right back out.
Yeah, they cut the weight. No, I didn't know that was. I didn't know that's what they did, man. But I did always wonder why how did they get weighed? How did they make the weight? But then they come into the fight 20 pounds.
You know how they make the weight? They got to get that money. That when that payola is too much, somebody got to do something.
Yeah.
You better adjust the tail on that scale. Like you go into the grocery store and they adjust the tail for different. They might adjust the scale, man. You know you got to make that money. You gotta make that weight, but anyway, I'm with you. WBC Bridger weight. I hope they do have it because it'll make for more interesting fights where you can create a heavyweight weight class. I'll give it that.
Yeah, I like it, man. I like it, but I mean, I don't think the boxers like it too much, but shit, I don't like it. I mean, I like it.
Right.
But we got two
what
more
you got
topics,
next,
man.
What you got?
This one right here, Chris. This is for Sam's.
Oh shit!
Your boy R. Kelly placed on suicide watch following sex crimes.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm just messing with you, man.
Now, I'm not trying to be rude.
Yeah, because Rock was singing. Rock singing a song. He say him listen. Rock say him listen to it, but he definitely he still got them songs in his head. They can't go nowhere. Probably cooking it. And he got this in my head. Damn it, Rocky. And you know what I was listening to the other day, man? I was listening to Best of Both Worlds.
Bro, he's still and listen, the music is still a music. I know people like I ain't listening to R. Kelly. The music is still a music, man.
In my single days, I forgot that what was it, Double Up? When he had that Double Up album?
Oh man.
Hey, that was that deal, bro.
That was a deal breaker right there. You can't tell me that shit wasn't serious.
Hey, and this is where I'm probably going to hell. If he kills himself, I pray for him, his soul, but it is what it is.
You try to clean that up.
The reason he's on suicide watch is because they place people that's been convicted of crimes with certain amount of time. Like since he got convicted in New York with his was the 14 consecutive. He got found on all charges. They immediately put him on suicide watch. But the worst thing about it is he's still facing charges in Illinois.
Yeah.
For crimes. This is what I don't like about R. Kelly, though. I mean, the trial, not just R. Kelly, but the trial. They're giving this man a trafficking, a conviction for trafficking, for basically, it's called the Mann Act, where he's basically saying he was trafficking and, basically trafficking humans. But he's the only person standing trial for this. I mean, if you want to bust any kind of a unit or whatever, you know what I'm saying, operation where someone is transferring human bodies or drugs or whatever across state lines, it's rarely where you see just one person take the fall for that shit. If he was involved in human trafficking, then they should bring everybody that was involved in this whole trafficking ring and make them also have to pay similar penalties.
He's the bigger fish, man. He's the bigger fish.
Correct. Yeah, but that's what I say. So you know how every now and then you bust the drug dealer, the low line dime dealer. They don't want the dime dealer, man. They want El Chapo. So this is El Chapo to them. They got their man. Everything else below doesn't matter. They got who they wanted. It's been years that they've been after this dude. He basically got away scot-free.
Somebody can brag about this. Yeah, somebody can brag about this. Yeah, I got R. Kelly to be.
Got R. Kelly.
But
R. Kelly didn't do himself any favors either with being Mr. Pied Piper. We do understand and know what Pied Piper was, right?
Yeah, I mean,
had the kids.
As far as I'm just saying to scrutinize him as one individual involved in a human trafficking ring, because it was certain record executives. It was people that actually paid for the silence of people that were bringing out stories, and he wasn't even the money and the funding that was given to him to participate in whatever they consider human trafficking. Those people should be held accountable because in most cases, like you said, in the drug ring, excuse me. If you are the person that's in organized crime, and even if you're not committing the crime yourself, but you're financially supporting it, you're still going to pay you're going to be involved in some kind of way. I just feel like, we all know that basically the man has been scapegoated into this. And, I hope he doesn't kill himself. I feel like.
Whoa. You said scapegoated?
Whoa.
No, I'm saying as far as him being led to him this by himself to make it seem like.
You know what? I'm going to let Rock take this one, but I'll do that.
Listen, because I know y'all always go like, what you mean he's scapegoat? I'm not saying that he did not. He played the biggest role in him going to prison. But I'm saying the other people that supported him should be facing maybe not even the same charges, but it should be some kind of allegations and justice brought up against
them. They part of that shit too. They part of that shit too. Parents,
right? They use him for it. I'm just saying the industry itself is using him.
Dude, if they got this dude in prison for the time they did, all those people you talking about were probably the people that ratted his ass out so they can be not in trouble. So that's probably what really happened.
But I agree with that, Sam. I agree with that. And I'm saying just for that he has to be looked at.
I mean, I'm just saying for the charges. There's that one young lady, and I hate calling her a young lady, because truth be told, she was a straight up bitch. She was one of his biggest handlers, right? Ava or something like that.
Right.
She was one of his biggest handlers, and she didn't get any type of time.
Right, that's what I'm saying, man.
Ava was talking.
The echo for some reason.
Ava was singing better than R. Kelly.
Right. I mean, so she to me, I agree with you there that someone else needs to be held accountable. Someone needs to also be, punished. But
yeah, that's what I'm just saying. That's what I mean by scapegoat.
Her testimony is probably what got her off on some type of immunity. Right.
But it's always the bigger fish. It's always the bigger fish. That's
Period. It's him.
They don't really give a shit about a lot of this stuff.
They don't care if all the public announcement was out there doing it for him. They just wanted him.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like, in a sense, I'm not saying he got railroaded or he doesn't deserve whatever he gets. I'm just saying that I'm saying that he doesn't by himself. He should not bear the weight of what happened just himself. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And, you know, and it goes, like I said, still mental health, man. The man obviously still had issues and problems, and people fed him. He did, man.
Dude, no, Dad, you sound like you his new attorney or something over there. But
I'm just saying, no, I'm saying people. Listen, people he wasn't a murderer. He committed what people consider human sex crimes, but the man ain't a murderer. He still had issues.
All right, so Mr. FBI, if y'all are listening, I want y'all to go ahead and look into Toucan's Dan because of that last statement that he just said, please.
I'm serious, man. Listen, people have mental health issues that they're called, and somebody like, wait a minute, you telling me a motherfucker can try to assassinate the president, and he get looked at as someone who got mental health issues, but this guy doesn't have mental health issues.
He tried to kill somebody. He said,
"Save that."
Did you hear that, Sims?
It is, bro.
So wait a minute for someone that deserves it.
Okay, so Sims,
here we go.
Listen, so I'm asking you, you're telling me that he has no mental issues. He's perfectly sane. There's nothing wrong with R. Kelly.
Man, anybody that does what he did has an issue. Obviously.
Correct. R. Kelly has. So
I'm asking you. So should that be addressed?
He has a fetish.
So that's girls. So he should not. So that should not be addressed as a mental health issue.
No, he got a fetish. That's what he likes. I got a fetish. I like Big Macs.
I like Big Macs.
And listen, and if it leads to you having a heart attack, I'm sure that amongst your cardiologist or whoever would say, look, maybe you need to see a therapist if you keep eating Big Macs and your ass been had 2 triple bypasses. It may be something more than just the food. It may be something where it might be a point of mental compensation. People do have therapists for eating disorders, all kinds of disorders.
Oh, you know
I'm
what?
just saying,
maybe I need to ask the right question. Why are you saying this?
Huh?
Why are you saying this?
These two.
No, I didn't say less. I did not say. First of all, I didn't say he should get less time. I said he deserves whatever time that he gets. What I'm saying is it still has a point of people should pay more attention to mental health issues other than just him saying, well, he's a pervert. What mental health issues may this man have? Because he's a criminal because he committed criminal acts. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying the man don't deserve to go to jail. I'm just saying he still is a human being. So if he has issues or mental health issues that led him to being a sexual predator or whatever, it's things that should be divulged besides just him being looked at as human trafficking, because he ain't the fucking what you call him, El Chapo of goddamn of the industry, because this shit goes on in the industry all the time. This is an industry in which this shit happens all the time. He just became the face of it to the point where he's going to bear the brunt of all of this shit.
But he is guilty though, right?
Yeah, no, he's guilty. I'm not saying he's not guilty. I'm just saying it brings up issues. It's still issues that I'm talking about of mental health. I'm not saying the man is not guilty, but I'm saying people look at him and throw him away.
So you got that same defense for Cosby?
Huh?
You got that same defense for Cosby?
For Bill Cosby?
Yeah.
That was that you done? No, Bill Cosby.
No, that's somebody else. That's who I posted this videos. This shit always trip me out.
Bill Cosby, in this sense, he was doing things that he felt was right. I'm not saying they was wrong in the sense of Bill Cosby being a rapist, but he still was in the sense of he lived in a time. Let me finish, Sims. Let me finish, because I know you like Bill Cosby. Okay, go ahead, Sims. Go ahead. I
just want to go off what you said at the beginning. You said you don't think what he doing. He didn't know it wasn't right. Is that what you just said?
No, he definitely didn't say. He didn't feel like it was something that he was doing that was wrong, and he didn't.
What?
He didn't.
He was purposely drugging people and raping them, dude. What do you mean?
But bro,
listen. Don't forget that he did off the record in a deposition talk about the fact of what he did, which was illegal, drugging these women, getting them high, passing out, and having sex with them. And then this is the reason why he got acquitted for the situation, because it was supposed to be off the record, but it got brought into the record. So the dude told you that he was raping people.
He got off on the technicality.
When I'm saying at the time in which he did it, he felt like that was a normal fucking thing. And he explained that shit before. He came from a culture. Hey, y'all, it's funny that y'all will laugh and try to make it seem like I make this shit up. I'm not making this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can do whatever y'all want, bro. Sometimes somebody got to be a devil's advocate on where situations. I'm speaking from both sides. That's all that is. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, Dan, speak your truth, man. Speak your truth, man. Don't let
fuck them. Hey, y'all want to get up this side? Y'all can get up and leave. We ain't got to have you. We ain't got to show you to vacate your seat.
All right, man. We're closing out off on a.
Hey, but no, dog. What I'm saying is, let me say what I gotta say though, for real, Don. It was a point where Bill Cosby spoke, and he said that he came from a culture where that often happened, and it wasn't really considered a bad thing. It was just considered something that happens. It's just like a woman come over, you give her a drink or whatever, you give her pills or whatever the fuck, and things happen after that. Not all the women. Listen, I'm dead serious. If y'all don't want to hear, I mean, this is the truth. Hey, Don.
You hear what
I'm saying is, Sims, listen, just because I speak it don't mean I practice it. I wasn't putting the pills in the fucking drug form. I'm telling you what the man said out of his own mouth. Y'all always take what I say. Let me finish, because I let you finish. Let me finish, Sims. I let you finish. Let me finish, because you always want to be cynical. Like I'm the motherfucking one. Like I was sitting there passing them the pills and shit. What I'm telling you is what this man said was a reason why he engaged in those type of things. You like, well, if Bill Cosby offered you a drink, I'm just saying this is what the motherfucker said. This is what he said was his thing with it. He felt like he came from a time and period in which that shit happened often, and it wasn't always reported, or it wasn't really gone as or considered as a rapey thing. So he did the shit. Did he do his time? Did he get out? Yeah.
Did you use the word rapey?
I mean, that's what's considered a rape or whatever you want. See, like I said, you one of the people, just like you said, that cut one part of a whole sentence out and just go right to one word. That is your job, Sam. Sam, you are the exact person that you said. You out the whole context of what I said, you took the word rapey. Hey, Don.
Do I get to talk? I just had to listen to all that shit you just spewed out your mouth. Can I talk now?
That wasn't shit. That was exactly what the man said. What I'm saying is, no, but look, you can say it. You can say it, but I guarantee you, you're gonna put it as something that I practice. That's what it always. You said it's like you said, rapey, dog. Out of everything I said, the first word was rapey.
Hey man,
I just want to ask a question.
Close out, man.
Ask one of your world famous questions. Go ahead.
If we go into prison right now, would there be a bunch of prisoners that say they're innocent?
Hell no, not everybody. Who the fuck?
So ain't nobody in there gonna say they're innocent? They didn't do it.
Of course.
Should we believe them?
You shouldn't. Yeah, you should believe some.
So should we believe Bill Cosby?
Of course, if he believed, he said it. Of course, he said that shit.
Bill Cosby, man, you just told me Bill Cosby said it was normal to get a drink, drug somebody, and just see what happened and have sex with him, and that's normal.
Hey, bro, this is literally what he said. You telling me
I don't believe
did I write this shit in his defense? This is not the autobiography of Bill Cosby. This is just what the man said.
Dude, Bill Cosby is guilty as hell, though.
Hey, man, I just Bill Cosby.
Listen, that doesn't make him not guilty. I'm just saying the reason for him doing what he did.
You need to be a defense attorney.
Listen, and I share a little bit of my life. Here's where I touched the nerve to me, Toucan. I've been molested. So to hear someone tell me that that's the norm, that's normal, that that's what they felt, that's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit. I didn't deserve to be molested because a family member felt that was normal for them to do to me. That my babysitter molested me because that was normal for her to do to me. So hear you say, oh, well, you know, they thought that was normal. That's what it was back in the day. Nah, man. These fucking people are sick. Sick meaning not the mental fucking illness plea that we're gonna go with. We're talking that we all.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me anybody that people that do those things don't have mental illness. So if you don't have a mental illness, that means that you got to think it's wrong in a sense, or right if you don't have a mental illness. What is it called?
This is an issue with what you're saying. It's almost somebody can do what they want to, but they have an excuse for doing it.
Correct.
That's really what it sounds like. You're excusing it. It's not an excuse for it.
Sims, let me ask you a question. Problem, the things that anybody does, don't they have a reason for doing it?
Huh?
The things that anyone does, whether it's considered insane or sane, it is still a reason they did it.
I mean, a kid go shoot up a school. Like, should we care about the reason they did it, or should we care about what they did?
Of course, you should care, because that it's good to find out the reason they did that, because that's what studies are. That's what a study is. If you don't understand the reason why somebody did something, you just look at it as either the devil made them do it or they're just crazy. But what is crazy?
Hey, the issue with doing that is because it makes, like we see as a black community, it makes things subjective. So it's kind of like, oh, this white guy raped her, but we don't want to ruin his life. But the black guy did it because he meant to do it. So he get more time, white boy don't. You do it off what they did. R. Kelly messed with all them women underage. Bill Cosby raped women. We're not gonna say, oh well, he thought it was normal, so we're gonna give him less time. Hell no, you get the full penalty, and we'll give you some. We'll give you some. What they call it when you go in prison? They give you the little. When they go to prison, they have people like doctors they talk to. We'll give him that treatment in there, but he's still getting all that down.
Listen, that's what I kept saying. That y'all did. I did not say that they should shy away from being convicted or the guilt. What I'm saying is the mental illness that also subsides in a person that makes them do the type of things they did. I didn't say. Listen, I'm gonna say the same thing again for the third time. I'm not saying that they should not. They do not deserve to go to prison or jail for breaking laws. What I'm saying is there's a bigger thing of mental health that's behind all of these things that happen. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying I don't care.
I get it. It's not like they killed nobody, right?
Yeah,
I mean, for real, because you got the guy to go. This the guy that shot the president.
Rock setting you up, man.
I'm just saying the guy that. So you got the guy. What's the guy that shot the president? You got the guy that he's walking free now. John Hinckley or whatever the fuck. He shot Ronald Reagan because he was in love with fucking Jodie Foster. They said, well, this guy's got to have some kind of mental fucking illness because you tried to assassinate the president.
They didn't kill nobody, but you don't think the person that they messed with or the person that got raped, that affects them for the rest of their life?
For the rest.
Yes, they're going to, and you know what? They're going to have points of mental illness that's going to have to be addressed too, because R. Kelly was molested too. So it's still a level of mental illness.
Great point. Am I out there? I mean, we don't know the answers to this, but I mean, I'm not out there molesting nobody.
No, what I'm saying is, R. Kelly has something in his mental health that is an issue that needs to be dealt with as well, not as an excuse. Don, go ahead, go to the next one, Don. I know we'll be burning you up.
We about to go after this. I'm just sitting here watching y'all go back and forth, man.
Yeah, what you think, Don? We never asked you nothing. What you think, Don?
On this next one here, we're gonna direct the attention to you.
What you got, Don?
Colin Powell. You see the Colin Powell, right? I'm just this your joint. Colin Powell dies of COVID complications, man. I
wanted to speak on this because
I'm not a Colin Powell fan at all, bro.
I want to speak on this. I'm not, but I think that I don't like the headline of this because they said he was also had diagnosed with cancer, and he was dealing with some previous ailments and illnesses that weakened his immune system, where it wasn't really COVID, it was other symptoms that he was suffering from, and he caught COVID, and that basically ultimately led to him being even sicker and getting to a point. But I don't like the the stigma that this point is that they're putting, because we all know that Colin Powell was vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? And just for them to say, well, he died from COVID complication, that adds to the negative part of the stigma of this whole vaccination shit and everything that's already going on. I didn't like that just for that fact, because like I said, I'm not pro vaccination. I'm not against it, but it's certain things that just pop out to me.
Right now.
Huh?
I say you sound like Kyrie Irving saying that shit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it does. When you see things like this, it doesn't help. What I'm saying, it doesn't help when you see things like Colin Powell dies from COVID complications. It don't say due to cancer or other things like that. It just make it. And then since he's been vaccinated, it puts that shit. And look at it. I mean, look at it. Say his family said that retired 4-star general died from COVID-19 complications. He was fully vaccinated against the disease. So right then and there, if someone is short-sighted,
that's the truth, though. I mean, that's the truth. It's the truth.
I mean, I'm just saying that.
But I mean, you're basically saying that they're not pushing the point of his immune system being compromised because he had cancer and stuff like that. That's really why he died from it. Even though he was fully vaccinated, he didn't have no immune system due to whatever. I forgot what cancer they said he had, but it pretty much shot his whole immune system.
Right.
It did something to his white blood cells or something.
Right. So I mean, like I said, I don't, and I guess, and I wanted to say that because I've been on this show with me and Sims had, and we all had conversation where it seemed like I was against the vaccinations and I was against the whole idea. But this shit here, I just wanted to say I don't feel like that was cool to me. And even though this was NBC News, and it was a lot of headlines because I was driving to work and I heard it, and they said, Colin Powell dies from COVID. I said, well, god damn, wasn't he vaccinated? And then they said, well, it really was the cancer. But like I said, to me, this just pushes a negative agenda. I'm sorry, Virginia. It just pushes a negative agenda toward the whole issue of, because I'm thinking vaccination and agenda at the same time. But it's just pushing a negative. But it just pushed a negative image to me. And I just feel like, we got enough shit going on. Even with Kyrie Irving, and that brother looked like he about to lose his job. But and also, I want to speak up because Magic Johnson said some shit that was job fucked up too. He tried to throw him under the bus. But I just like I said, I just wanted to point that out. Man. I just think that's some bullshit. They need to be a lot careful, especially with the climate we in, with this whole vaccination, anti-vax, and all that shit. Putting up, which I consider this somewhat rhetoric, putting up shit like this. That's all. That was just my take on it.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, kind of what you said. 84 years old, so elderly, battling cancer, passes away, but he had, traces of COVID. So automatically it's labeled as COVID. Again, to me, this is pushing the agenda of fear, pushing fear out there on the American people, pushing whatever they're trying to. I mean, here's my question, Sims, because, again, We've talked about in the past how many we got to get vaccinated, need to get back. Why is there such a push for this vaccination? Is my one concern. Why are we paying people to take the vaccine? Is another. Right. So where is this cloud? Where is this thing at? And I know the answer to it. Well, because we got to get the cure. Well, obviously we ain't got a cure because people are catching COVID that have been vaccinated, and they're spreading COVID that have been vaccinated.
So once again, let's bring back what COVID is.
Yeah, here you go.
Bring it back. I'm answering your question. Getting a vaccination never said that you couldn't get COVID. Getting a vaccination keeps you from going all the way to death or getting very ill with it. And with the Delta variant, you can still carry it.
Hold on, you still get die.
Pause for a second, because you're right, but again, I'm going now. The fear. Why we got Colin Powell's picture saying he died from COVID complications and he was vaccinated. So you understand what I'm saying? I'm with you with your argument too. But what I'm saying is, you see the fear that's being pushed out there because, hey, you're vaccinated, but you can still die.
So I got a question. What if you got people? What does it take to make someone who's just totally against it, probably from bad information or whatever, what makes them go get it? I mean, we can give them a money incentive, or we can give them fear and let them know the reality of it. You're either going to die if you get it. You got a possibility of dying. It's a higher likelihood. And you know what? Just to try to get you to get it, we'll even throw you some damn money. I mean, they doing everything they can to get your ass vaccinated. But I don't look at it from a conspiracy standpoint. We just got 30% of the country still that doesn't have it, and it's making this thing. What's going to happen, and this is just the reality of viruses, is going to mutate, and something worse is going to come behind it. We're trying to stop it at this Delta variant, but we're going to get another variant that's going to be that much more potent. So that's why they're really pushing that agenda right now. I agree with Dan on this. Like, when it comes to that, they should have specified the fact that he had cancer, which gave him, even though he was vaccinated, and then, you know, that assisted in him passing.
That don't sound as good as this.
Yeah, this is just
the headline is too.
I don't like mainstream news. I don't listen to. I don't watch too many mainstream type news because.
Hold on, he said he was fully vaccinated. You ain't even gonna look at the article. You gonna read this shit and that's it. You done. You done after this.
And then you got a motherfucker at work talking about, man, Colin Powell died and he hated motherfucker back.
That's it. Like that. You need no more after this.
Go ahead, Don.
No, I'm just saying you don't need any more after this. After just reading this heading, that's it.
It's any lesson that we think about. If you were talking to some of us from the hood area, some of us know people from the hood. Say you try to have a conversation with them, not be in a game, not do this, not do that. Usually you use a fear subject to make them realize, I got homeboys and all these motherfuckers died due to gun violence, or you don't want to go fast because these two motherfuckers got in a car wreck and died. That's what you usually do to make people realize maybe I need to not do this, or maybe I need to do that. Like, fear is a powerful tool, dog. It just is what it is.
And you know, I want to go and speak on that too, like what Rock said. And that's what bothers me about this. I don't like the fear mongering coming from both sides. Like the situation with Magic Johnson and Kyrie Irving. You know, Magic Johnson was like, Kyrie Irving let his team down by not being vaccinated.
Damn it, you let Cookie down, Magic. You let Cookie down.
To be there for the season. But my issue that I was having,
you let Worthy down too.
I was saying this shit about Kyrie Irving is, if Kyrie Irving is unvaccinated, he's at risk more of getting ill and sick than the other players that are vaccinated. They're acting like Kyrie Irving. They're villainizing. This is what I always talk about, how they villainize people. They villainize Kyrie Irving for not being vaccinated, saying that he can't play in the league where he's at risk of getting sick and ill more than anybody else that's unvaccinated, that's vaccinated. He's basically took his own health and the health of himself at risk, because you can't say, well, everybody else on the Brooklyn Nets is vaccinated, but Kyrie Irving, he ain't gonna bring COVID in and they gonna get sick. They might bring it in and he'll get to be the one that gets sicker. But it's always the fear mongering. Because, well, I see you shaking your head. Sims, so you telling me, because I see you shaking your head, if Kyrie Irving is unvaccinated, he's a health risk for the people that's vaccinated, even though they both can spread the same virus.
You ever heard protecting someone from themselves?
That's ridiculous, because he's still out in public. You fired him from his job.
Dude, you got to look at it. The NBA is a corporation. It's a business.
Right. They're doing the brand. They're doing that.
Kyrie Irving is a multi-million-dollar asset to them. That's what he is. They're not going to – they look at him, I mean, just being real about it, they look at him as a multi-million-dollar asset. We need that multi-million-dollar asset to be fine, and we can't let him get around our other multi-million-dollar assets and give them a possibility of them getting sick and maybe bringing it to their family, because that's what we keep doing.
Hold on right quick. Here's the misconception with the Kyrie shit. It ain't about him being vaccinated. It's where he's at.
Yeah, location.
He can't play. Yeah, Bradley Beal doesn't have the shot. Yeah, he's playing. He's Washington. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between Kyrie. Like,
Brooklyn could play that.
Yeah. Right. His problem is he's in Brooklyn and half his games is in Brooklyn, so he can't.
Kyrie Irving, if he wasn't in New York or Golden State, those locations make it where any companies have their employees have to be vaccinated or have to do the 2-week check or whatever. The NBA specifically, New York specifically said if you work in a job that's inside of a building, you got to be vaccinated, period.
Yeah. Like, it ain't even the NBA. It's not the NBA. It's the state.
Yeah. So literally saying the New York Knicks and out of New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets, the only person that ain't vaccinated is Kyrie Irving.
And that, like I said, that's in a sense to me, like I said, that's ridiculous to make him that. I mean, and now that you explained it that way because it is a business, you know, that you able and within the business you're able to, or when that's not even a business thing, the state is running the state however they want. But I feel like that's still putting him in a position where he's villainized for basically still.
Kyrie Irving put himself in the position he had.
I mean, yeah.
Magic Johnson, do you think every player should come out and say, I will get the vaccine, I'm vaccinated?
Hey, Magic sound kind of selfish on this.
Oh, for sure. You know, that's why I got my 2 shots and made sure I put it out on social media. I wanted, especially my community, to know that, first of all, it's safe. And the players, again, people listen to them. They follow them. Will listen to them. Players safe, and the players.
Hold up, yo.
Players.
I'm fucked up right here.
And the players, first of all, safe. That first of all, safe.
I'm fucked up right here.
Wow, what's wrong, man? Because you Magic.
I'm saying this is a needle, Magic Johnson. I'm feeling a little. This ain't. I mean, come on, you ain't going. You can't say that shit will cross your mind.
So Don, you saying that needle that they hit Magic with went in a different bucket? You trying to say he ain't throw it in the COVID? This shit went in a whole different bucket. Like
that's giving him a shot.
He was gonna throw that needle in the bucket. He kind of head faked and just flung that motherfucker like, oh, that was Magic. He did a no look. He pulled a no look Magic needle. He threw that motherfucker with a no look pass down.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I'm just saying this is I'd be uncomfortable doing it. I'd be uncomfortable giving them a shot.
Hey, Don, so you said if that was your job and they gave you the needle and the rubber gloves and say, all right, we want you to go up there and go ahead and give Magic his. If you seen Magic in the line,
I'm gonna have one of them ET Jones on. I'm gonna have blue. My shit. I'm gonna have the shit they had on the ET. I'm gonna be covered up.
Oh,
that's fucked up, man.
That's fucked up, man.
I'm gonna be covered up. My face, everything. I'm gonna have a mask on, everything. But
Hey, Don, so you're going to be the motherfucker doing the double take. When Magic get in line, you see Magic coming on the stage, you're going to look at somebody else like, is this shit happening?
The last thing is this. You have said to your teammates, I'm going to be there for you.
Right.
Well, you can't be there if you don't get vaccinated. You're letting them down. And then that hurts our chances of winning the championship.
Fuck the championship, man. You know what I'm saying? This shit sounds kind of selfish. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it sounds kind of selfish. Like,
you know what? I would be cooler with the situation if Kyrie Irving really had a good defense. He's so all over the place. When he did that Instagram live, he talks so sideways, and he'll say one thing and say another thing that contradicts that. I'm like, dude, I'd be like, you really don't, and I need to do research. How long COVID been out, dude? Like, how long literally has COVID been out? Like, almost damn near a year and a half, 2 years by now? It's been a long minute, dude. What research are you doing?
That's the worldwide Sims. Everybody, that's the excuse for it. It's
this motherfucker got a lab in his house. He breaking down DNA codes and shit. I mean,
Nicki Minaj, everybody said that's the number one excuse for no one. I mean, for all people getting not getting vaccinated. Everybody says that. I said that. They be like, hey, and I ain't getting research to the first. They be like, hey man, you getting shot? Well, I mean, I'm trying to do a little more research. I
want to see somebody pull a big ass book.
My research is to see if you grow an appendage. I want to see if you go, zombie out.
Hey, Slim, they got crackheads. Come on, man. I'm trying to do some research, see what else.
That's what we need. We need them old school. We need them old school crackheads to test that shit out, man. That's research right there, man.
They put it in their arm. I get that COVID shit.
Hey, Sid, you say you got dope fiends. You got 4 dope fiends sharing the same needle. Talk about, man, they gotta do more research.
Do some research. Hey, you know what tripped me out?
They gonna smoke the vaccine.
Hey, you know what was a good point somebody brought up about Kyrie Irving? Dude, I know you done had like 3 or 4 surgeries. Did you research everything they did to you before they gave you surgery? I mean, they put you under anesthesia. They gave you medication. Did you research all that shit? They're such a researcher. Are we researching everything we do when it comes to like medical advice now? I mean, shut up, no. It's just bullshit. It's bullshit, dog.
I mean, listen, I'm like this. Like I said, if he don't want to get the shot, I'm gonna see him. He put this in business, but you definitely between you, Don, and Rock, y'all definitely shed some light on some shit that I wasn't thinking about as far as it still being a business. And if that's what the New York State Department of whatever, gaming and whatever else says, and he's in violation of the state code or state law, and the team state mandate. Yeah, we'll take him in Boston. I don't know if the Celtics. I don't know how it is in Boston.
He can't go.
We'll take him back and stuff. Yeah, he can go. He can come down to Washington. Come on down to the Wizards, man.
No, I'm good, yo. I'm good. But the thing is, just think about it. Think about it. If you do got Kyrie and you playing the Nets in the championship, he can't even play. He ain't that 4 He can't even play in Brooklyn. They got the 4 games in Brooklyn, and you got the 3 games, and he only playing. You know what I'm saying? Right. He only playing 3 games. It'd be a fucked up situation, man. So
and you know what? And they'll throw some shit like that in the mix just for him. Like, oh no, somehow this game gonna end up with a championship in New York City that you can't even be in the goddamn building. But anyway,
but you're not there for your team, like Randy said.
Just go out like Wiggins did. Wiggins got the shot. He bitched on Twitter for a little bit where they forced me to get the shot. Yeah, get your $35 million a year. And shut your ass up. You got.
Because he already know that contract ain't coming back around that next time.
Yeah, that was the next thing that came out of his mouth. He already know. Wealth. Yeah, you better take that damn money. You better give him shots.
Yeah, he already know that contract now coming back. He'll get a mid-size.
See how they dangling that carrot? What Dave Chappelle said about that monkey paw when they put that hole in the ground and you went to grab the monkey, went to grab it, and he won't let it go, but he's stuck in that hole. That's how it is, man. You gotta sacrifice something. It might be your moral or ethical principles, or it might be just your level of research, as Sims might say. Wiggins was saying the same thing. Yeah, man, I want to see if they got to do more research. Well, we're gonna take this $35 million off the table and fucking shoot me. Whatever the fuck y'all got.
He was just like that. He didn't talk no more. He did a baseball like. When they had the little first and third base coaches.
He went in the next day.
If you can't play half the games and then you can't play the New York games, you ain't no point in you playing. You know what I'm saying?
And that's told Kyrie. We would cut. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, it's no point in playing. Like, why would he play just the? I mean, that shit have fucked the whole chemistry up.
And you know what? From my selfish standpoint, I do like seeing Kyrie Irving ball, dog. I hate not seeing him play. Like, he's just a great player. That's the only thing that little bit of percent in my mind that likes that Kyrie part. But the rest of him, oh my God, I wish he would just.
He my least favorite Duke player, man.
Oh, man, you're Blue Devil.
Yeah.
I like Kyrie Irving, man. I feel like if the man don't want to sacrifice his principles at this point, he shouldn't have to. But y'all right. You got to fight. If rules, you don't want to follow them.
Kyrie Irving said he's not anti-vax, though. So it's not like he's even against the vaccination. He's just.
That's me. Hey, listen, I feel the same way. I'm not an anti-vax. You never hear me say. I'm not going to sit on here and say anything. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. If anybody see this show or whatever the fuck, I'm not saying that.
But I got a question for you, man. You're not an anti-vaxxer. So say if you can get $30-some million a year to get the vaccine, are you gonna get it?
Yeah, I'm gonna get that, man.
Yeah. You better quit it while you thinking about that shit. You're gonna be just like your boy.
No, because it can come to a point where you gotta think about it. I mean, I would, because if I'm not against it to that extent where I feel like
talk about you on the show.
Wrong with it, I wouldn't put that much of the things in jeopardy for it. I mean, like, I work for the state. I'm not going, I work for the state. As a state mandated employee, if they come and say, if you're a state employee for Maryland, if you get the shot, or you gonna lose your job. Right there, I would be no different, right? Like I would be in the same situation, bro.
And that's the part that I'm saying. That's coming. All of that is coming.
I would be in the same situation, so I'm not gonna sit here and make an ass of myself tomorrow. Man, I ain't doing that shit. I don't care what they say.
There's so many ways to break it down as being unfair, but our whole life we've been getting fucking vaccinated, dog. Unless you somebody that never got vaccinated in your life. If you went to school, you got vaccinated. So you didn't get no vaccinations when you went to elementary school?
I mean, honestly, Sam,
there's a lot that has come out with vaccinations as of late, with autism, things like that, right? So that's where people are a little cautious.
No, Sam, I ain't gonna lie. No, I got vaccinated. My last time actually being vaccinated, like getting the flu virus, flu vaccine, anything, was maybe middle school. I don't even remember even in high school going and get vaccinated. I haven't took a flu shot. I don't really do those things annually. I really don't.
You ain't never got no tetanus shot? You ain't never got none of those? Damn, y'all living, boy. Y'all better not touch a rusty nail or nothing, bro.
Yeah, I never got that shit. I'm not even lying, bro. I never did that shit. I never. I mean,
I think mine was the MMR, the last thing I probably got.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. I haven't done that in years.
Rubella, whatever that shit is.
I just remember the military. We had processing days. There was 2 days when we got vaccines. 2 days. I don't know how many vaccines they put in there. I just know I was walking down a hall and it was hey,
that's dangerous right there.
They didn't know where you might end up in the world, so you had to get every vaccination.
Your ass gonna wake up in the Matrix one day, man. You gonna be
but you know what, Sam?
Hey, I'm gonna know the truth.
The truth. I mean, what I'm saying, what I understand about you, and that helped me understand some things about you too, Sam. Being that you are already a kind of a military man in a military background, you're kind of already used to
program, not used to
program. Not really asking so many questions.
I went to the military at 28. I did not go to the military at 18. I ain't programmed.
Oh, no, listen. I said military man. I didn't say you was a kid. I didn't say you was stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that in the military, you still have it's a code where you have to basically, I know it's a moral code now. You won't do anything against morality, but it's still a code in the military of you're done as a soldier. You're done what you're told. This is what the plan are. This is you follow it. Now you can choose not to follow it and face consequences, but most people in that mindset of like you said, to me, now if I'm in your shoes as a civilian and I walk down the hallway and somebody just plow with one arm, plow with the other arm, I might look at that and go, what the fuck is they doing?
But you know what's more eye-opening about military stuff? And I don't know if some of y'all been out the country. It's just when you see the privilege and the stuff we can bitch about in this country, but then you go other places and you like, these motherfuckers ain't got shit. And it's like, dude, the privilege level, like the shit I listen to that's so, I'd be like, dude, if you only had an idea of what it is everywhere else, like people would run to a vaccine in most countries because they don't get the chance. They be in a line.
Because you got people still dying of malaria and all. It's still common colds killing whole goddamn villages and places where you be like, that shit is on the shelf. And the local
there's places in the world where people can still die from shit like diarrhea, dog.
Yeah.
In the damn country. I mean, it's just reality, dog.
I understand. But you know what I always say? In those countries, what they believe? It's the circle of life, baby. If that's how it go, right? In all those countries, these people have not had vaccinations, but civilization there has never came to a disappearing halt. They've always managed to survive. You know who believes?
All right, we gotta get out here, fellas.
I was gonna say, because the Amish.
You on a whole other topic. We're like he went out.
Hey, Sims, the Amish, they weren't vaccinated at all. During this whole time, the Amish communities have not been vaccinated, and they basically used herd immunity to move past their shit. They said COVID came, but they ain't left.
The Amish don't put themselves in regular population. That's why the hell they find.
They still had COVID.
They keep themselves on the other side of their fence.
Hey, listen, don't get it twisted. Jebediah still rode his horse to Home Depot and got stuff.
Be slapping them up like Well,
the Amish market never closed. But anyway, we got to get out of here. Don, the producer, said we got to go. We can do this all night.
Yeah, we can keep going because we actually did freestyle like another 30 minutes. I was actually trying to get out the 30 minutes ago, but shit got kind of good.
When you got great minds like Don, listen, you got great minds like this, Don, you can't put a cap on this shit, baby. We like wild horses.
It was a light topic night, but it actually turned out pretty good, man. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to put it out there to watch out for my Facebook post in about 10 minutes.
Oh shit!
I don't even want to. Hey, I'm about to turn my Facebook off.
Yeah, man, my shit is off, man. I'm seeing that shit in the morning. I'm seeing
I'm about to Google how to turn Facebook off.
Hey, anybody just want to say thank you.
Share the stream. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Watching this. I know it's a 2-hour show. If anybody watched this, and you should be watching it, even though it's 2 hours, this shit is entertaining. Thanks, Sims. Thanks, Rock. Thanks, Don, Gotti Nash, Toucan Dan, Step the Lover. He's still on location. I think he's down in Haiti. He's trying to free them 17 passengers. They got the Haitian gangs. We said step down there to negotiate.
Right.
This is
Peace.